Hello, I am showing my prep work that I have done for my match coming up in a couple hours. Um, yeah, so this is the spreadsheet that I built. I build sheets similar to this when I have to play in a TTS league, especially the league, and so I guess I'll just go over it. So what I do is I research my opponent as much as I possibly can, and then I find out what secures and extracts they are likely to bring, and then I build a little chart here that has what I think their roster is going to look like, and on the side here, and I have their threat values, and then I have the different secures that they're going to take across this column here, and then I have the extracts that I would take, and I do vice versa below this, so like the secures that I take and the extracts that they take. So once you know like what your opponent is probably going to bring and what you just basically build their best lists, or like what is that? Yeah, you just build what you think they are going to play into you, and you then build the best list you can to tech against that. So that's exactly what this is. I've colored my guys for affiliation purposes to clearly make sure I'm not unaffiliated on accident. And yeah, it's this is pretty much it. So then you build the teams, you build what your teams, you bring your tactic cards, and then you basically, once you have like an idea, once I have an idea of what I think is good, I'll go in without any tactic cards, and then I will like simulate like the round one. So if I like move this over just for a second, like this is just like what I would do. I'm simulating right now portals and extremist consoles. This is my team. This is where I think I should deploy. Something like this. I've been fidgeting around with this one because I wasn't happy exactly with it. But this is a team I think he could bring. He might bring a wider team, but I think that there's reasons behind why I think this would probably be the team he would bring. If he, I basically, um, this is just from like the research. I'm assuming he's going to bring Thanos every game because he has played Thanos in many of his games, including on pay to flip missions, which are not his Thanos' strength. So I'm basically just utilizing that. Now, of course, players can play things that they're not used to playing, or that are actually suboptimal, generally speaking, but maybe they're good in a specific matchup, things like that, etc. They could bring in characters. Of course, like this roster isn't locked. He could bring in whatever he wants. This is much easier when you're playing in a roster locked league where you can see their list a week ahead of time. And so what I do is, so this is if he wins priority. So basically you have to establish that too. You have to first establish when you're like trying to beat an opponent. You have to establish what you're going to do if you win priority. I mean, of course, you have to build your list and all that too, but like you have to look at like what they're doing with their list, and then say, okay, well, can I live with these? Like, you get to gauge each of these things. What's strong in the meta right now? Of course, like I pretty much just play the best stuff. So I have a few ideas as to what to do. I think about a few options. I've thought about playing Hellfire. I seriously considered playing a Cabal list. With a Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider in it, but ultimately I've after trying things out and doing a bunch of testing, I found Webb's Guardians of Galaxies what will likely get me the win. So anyway, you've basically determined what you want to play. You basically have a bunch of characters that are in the 11 to 15 spot that you're considering. You like would list all of those, and then you basically draft every single scenario. Now, of course, you also would draft, like, see how I've only drafted one scenario per secure extract combo? That's because I've firmed up on which point level I'm going to take at each crisis combination, which got me there, which through like setting up different levels and all that got me to figure out which extracts I was taking. So I tried a bunch of things. I tried hammers, paranoia. I tried I basically tried every single mission that would realistically work, and I've ended up with virus, extremist, squirrels. I guess I could like talk specifically about the matchup, not just about like the spreadsheet in general. So I guess I'll just do that. So I think DM Lord is going to be running a Thanos list anytime. He's going to be playing Gamma, Fisk, and Demons Downtown. He could play Intrusions. If he does, I have to mock those up. So we're 2 hours away from the game. So I'm going to spend like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes mocking up what intrusions would look like on each of my extracts. But I'm pretty confident that I'm going to feel good about it because you can see here in a lot of these cases, I'm really liking 19. The only reason I didn't like 16 here on Mayor Fisk was because um, I didn't like my squad that I could bring. I didn't feel great about my squad in on 19. I don't remember exactly why. I should have written that down. But anyway, um, I like the 16 better. I think it was because I'm not going to get into it. I don't remember. You So I have run a bunch of turn one simulations of each of these missions, and what basically happens is you just throw the characters down in generally where you think they're going to go, and then you like simulate what a round one positioning looks like. And if you don't like it or you don't feel good about it, then you just basically tweak things. And yeah, you just tweak things a little bit here and there. You see like what other options they have, and you just try to play their team as optimally as you can. You look like here a great example is like eyes on the prize grabs, because those are very like kind of by the book type of situations. If you're playing Bill and Thanos, you've got eyes on the prize, but you also have Thanos can pick up too. And so you have to realize that they're gonna if they bring eyes on the prize, they're gonna open with that midline grab almost certainly. So you can basically play around with that to get the situation. It's to kind of set up the mission how you want it to be set up. I think like this is like my key takeaway on like Virus, especially with an Alpha Striker like Cosmic Ghost Rider on your team, is that you get to control where the third, like, yeah, sure, your opponent gets first dibs at the extract, but you get to tell your opponent which one is staying on the board, which one that they have to grab, which is the last one on the board, which is very powerful because you think about like a hammers, like you're playing hammers and there's two extracts on the midline. When you win priority, you get to choose which hammer is left for your opponents. Now imagine doing that. I mean, you get to do that with Virus. It's the same. It's very powerful. They go for it. Now sometimes of course the points are too low and they ignore it, or um, but when you combine that with some spider people who can steal, or some safe grabs and things like that, then all of a sudden it's like the pressure for him to grab it is pretty strong. But the problem is the punishment is probably even stronger. I think that I'm going to put him in a very uncomfortable situation as to if he has to grab the pieces, he's going to have a Spider Woman literally right up in his ass, basically. Um, and ready to just mess up whoever grabs it, or even if you don't have that, the other side of the table has CGR on it. You have just like it's like, all right, you grab it, then I'm gonna murk you now. So yeah. So anyway, I ended up with these extracts because they're 19. They get me like the flexibility that I want in my team. I can bring two threes here, two spider threes, like Black Cat Miles. Black Cat would be great for that stagger on Thanos. Um, but I could also bring Toad, Spider Woman. Now on Senators, of course, like you've got all this crap in the middle. Toad is a great opening play. Like if he goes less narrow, if he goes narrow than you, then he can pass. If he has priority, of course. And then I just grab with Toad, and it's like, okay, now you can't pass. And my extract is so far back, I'm on my back D shape. Like if I'm on the back Gamma or I'm on the back Demon. So now come at me. Like now what? And then you're gonna put whatever. Like it just like I don't. I'm not getting punished at all for not having priority on senators at all. And I think that's we'll see what happens on turn 2, right? But as long as you're just like you're sniping with Ghost Rider in the back, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna bring Thanos into my whole squad, like solo Thanos ride in there and just like try to murk like 4 characters that can hit him hard? No, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna because he would just get like fucked up basically. So like there's no like turn 2. I could be there is some issues there, but you just gotta stay back and just hit those range 4 shots. Maybe even just hit like one range 4 shot and then like bump back with a 1 power um, outside of range 4, and then Thanos has to push in to my team to really do anything. So I put pressure on his extract on the midline on turn 1 to scare his team back, and I just hang back with the VP edge or whatever it is. So anyway, that's the kind of things I have to think about. Fisk is interesting because you're having to play. It's so tight, and all the points on the secure on the midline. I think the idea here is that Ghost Rider can the Ghost Rider. What's he doing? He's gonna be able to pull characters off the Fisk, so I can minimize the scoring and put damage through on Thanos. I think like that might be like a significant win condition, right? If I can just kill Thanos with CGR, while the rest of my team is like scoring parity or even higher. Like I got Toad safe grab here, so he's gonna be putting characters near the midline, and I'm just gonna start shooting them. Star-Lord and CGR can start shooting them. Like I like Spider-Woman play here. If I deploy directly behind a senator and they end up putting a character on the opposite senator, I can long move and hit them with a range 3. If I get 2 power off that, I can then hop away. I can hop range 2, hop back, so I can be protected. So I'm putting damage through on the opposite my opponent's characters, and then I'm also getting back into safety. He's got priority. It's up to him to basically take actions. Because I'm just gonna start weakening, like putting, I don't know, just like you start chipping away at his characters. He has to do something. My characters are all protected either through range or like mostly through range because of stealth and all that. I've got characters with displacement like Bill and CGR. So I mean, this could have been like maybe this could have been two other characters, but I like the Toad opening on Senders, even though it's not like he's not going to be doing much. I don't know. I don't think, but I basically CGR is going to be carrying through strong play there. Anyway, this is kind of the it's more of the same. Like basically the thing is that his missions are very consistent in terms of the secures that he's bringing. So my plans are pretty much very similar mission to mission. I'm playing like Legacy and Extremis and Skrulls are all very similar. The one thing I guess like I'm worried about, but I don't foresee him dropping, is a CGR and Thanos list. Like he could bring like what, Star-Lord, Thanos, Rocket, CGR. I mean Nebula too, but that'd be too much. I think that we could see that on like Legacy Virus. So that's another. There we go. That's why I wanted to go 16 here, because I didn't want to see a janky ass team like that at 19. So I went with 16. 19. I'm less scared of it here and here because the point scoring is higher. So that's why we went with 16 on Virus and Fisk, because I would be worried that he could just nuke my team with these massive hits. Anyway, I dropped all webbed up because I did all of my scenario planning, and I saw I did not take it a single time. So I was like, well, why would I put the card on my list if I'm not going to play it once? I don't see a good spot to play it either, especially with Crew of the Milano being like basically like a super counter. Like it's like it counters it significantly immediately, basically. The only one affected is really Thanos, and I just see him, if he has priority, he's going to be like, my characters have to live. So it's like if a character like gets a bunch of power and dazes and then flips to injured side, like I can't even play all webbed up unless my character lives, which could easily not happen. And then the card is just basically dead. Eyes on the Prize. So it's like, so I'm not even going to be playing it. Eyes on the Prize gets me a couple of really, it puts my opponent in a very uncomfortable position on a couple of missions here. I think I've highlighted a couple of them, but basically I avoid getting I avoid going down 2-1 on extracts on Legacy, even though don't have priority. And that's what Eyes on the Prize will let me do, because it's basically just like um, you put Bill in the middle with Eyes on the Prize, and you're playing on whatever, you're playing with on Gamma, and or you're playing on demons, it doesn't really matter too much. And they put Thanos down dead center, right? So he could safely grab the middle virus. And then you put down Bill on the side with Eyes on the Prize. That's what like I think my opponent will do. I put Eyes on the Prize down with Bill, and now it's like, okay, sure, you grab the outside virus with Bill, and then I will, and if you do that, I will just grab the middle from like, oh, Thanos can't grab one, or like I guess he could like double move out to the flank one, but I think that's a waste of an 8 threat basically. So I don't think he would do that. But so then it's like, okay, well, what options does he have? He has to grab the flank with like with Ronin or Drax or whatever character he sets up. He um basically, I have more midline grab potential than his list does, and I'm going to utilize it to its fullest. So by putting, um, so that's the idea. That's why Eyes on the Prize got swapped in here. Okay, so then basically, I guess like the only thing to say here about it is that if he wins priority, we're seeing a Guardians team. Like, there's just no way around that, really. We're gonna splash spiders every single time. Every single time, spiders are great here. I don't have Groot, right? So it's like I have to make do with different threat levels, but um, I'm really liking the teams. Playing Extremist and Virus makes my 19 miss really sweet. I got at least one steal in every list. At 20 I have two, but I prefer 19 over 20 in the situations that I can get it. So against DM Lord's list at least. But I have a steal in every single list, and that's going to put some pressure on his team. He's going to want to, like, he's going to have to make difficult decisions as to, do I attack Ghost Rider, who's not scoring anything? I mean, he is slowing down you from scoring because of those web line pulls. But I've also, if like you attack into Spider Woman, and you're going to power her up for a steal. And if you like, the other thing too is that like Spider Woman I like here a lot because of that interrogate. I'm hoping to really get some VPs out of that if she's on the field, especially with like a Guardians team, because you can just like pull someone in basically where she is, right? And then like you can kill them, or even like if they've already activated and you like leave them on like 2 health, or I don't know, you leave them on like a health or 2, and then it's like Spider Woman can just punch through that damage, ideally, because she's gonna have a wing in it token because she's a baller, and um and then she will be able to interrogate because she'll generate the power from that damage. So also on top of that, she offers a shock condition. So if she ends up being in tight with Thanos, she's also a martial artist, so she has better defensive tech. She's like right counting blanks with a wing in it token if you need it. Can like just make you straight up tank Thanos hits. She also offers the shock condition to Thanos, which is just absolutely brutal. It would just really dampen the amount of output Thanos can put through on your team. And so Bill and Star-Lord and Spider-Woman all can offer shock, and I think like that's like another major game plan, mid game circumstance that I could find myself in, is being able to hit Thanos with like a spender and putting a shock on him, because he has no way to remove conditions on Thanos. He's out of affiliation, whereas like CGR obviously can play crew, and I'm bringing crew like every time I'm playing Guardians to avoid like the staggers from Groot, or or from Ronin if I get him. Like the stagger stun kind of thing is like brutal, but not if you have crew. If you have crew, it's like, all right, well I can play this crew if I need to, or I could even save it for when Ronin gets KO'd if like that's the case, right? It's like I can choose just to shake the stagger early if I'm feeling like I'm up on points enough and I don't need to waste crew. Okay, that's kind of the game plan if he wins priority here. Now, the only thing I already mentioned this, but like I think he might play intrusions, so I'm gonna build a quick intrusions plan right after this video. But anyway, for if I win priority here, it's going to be pretty. There's a couple of little messy situations because I think he's going to bring researcher. Now researcher is not great for him, I don't think, because his 15 is not optimized. Like, or just like it's not great. I don't like his 15. So Let's see what we're doing for Researcher. Researcher, we're going with 4 wide because we think he's going to go 3 wide. It'll let me go last each time, so I can just hit those pot shots on the ends, or I can like webline pull incinerate Thanos and just like and just put like too much damage through on Thanos to be able to really stop it. I think I can score out, or I can like put scoring pressure on by having my webs around the outside of the board with these with this. I got Black Hat for the stagger on Thanos. Right, if he doesn't go with Thanos immediately on a turn, he's gonna get staggered, and so that is yeah, that's what we're looking at. So we've got staggers on Thanos. We've got the displacement with Miles and Gwen, and then CGR has the displacement and damage. So I'll be going last. I'll be ripping him off the Researcher, and I'll be scoring the D shapes a little faster, getting that advantage, and slowly taking out Thanos. Or if characters are separated enough, like if he's got a character outside of range 4 on Thanos, then I'm for sure just gonna I'm gonna pick on them if I see they're vulnerable. Got a couple of notes here. Don't get pushed. Don't want to get pushed on Cosmic Invasion. So I have to make sure I don't put Ghost Rider right on the invasion formula, invasion secure, just because I don't want him to be like shoved right into the middle. It would allow Thanos to 2-tap maybe. I forget the measurement, but basically get damage in on round 1 that I don't want. I do not want CGR to take any damage on round 1. So anyway, that's kind of like Researcher is. At 16, I didn't like my webs team. I would have had to play Spider-Woman, and I just think that going 4 wide wasn't the answer. So I'm going to be going 5 wide at 16. Same type of playing. Toad is going to just be scoring me points, but it's really just Rocket's on the back line, Star-Lord scoring points, and Gwen is the displacement. I guess I brought like the Rocket and Star-Lord are going to be doing the damage on the back, while Gwen is like just moving or rotating around, pulling characters off. I think that's what one makes me pretty nervous, but generally speaking, I feel good. So we have on Cosmic Invasion. Looks like I've opted to go with Guardians just because you can't. There's like you can win on attrition because like if you start winning on attrition on one side of the D shape, or like a couple of quadrants on the D shape, it means like your other characters that are on the other side of the board have to rotate in, which takes move actions, which means that you're like slowly letting your characters get chopped up by the machine, and as the ones that got there first, or like were on that side of the board to begin with, get like KO'd, your new characters are coming in injured, so you're like basically never playing fairly. I mean, like you're never playing like a full strength on a round, just because of the nature of that. So you kind of want to get a points position, an extract lead, and then just hold on one side of the board. And I've got characters that are fast, like Miles and Toad. Toad is like, he's not fast, but like he's gonna be in the back, like hiding away with extracts. So he's gonna be like a pass activation. Like let's say like he has to he will have to I'm going to force him to basically have to double move to where I am, and then I'm going to either attack him or double move to where he was, or double move away from where he was onto a secure that he's not on currently, and then just like continue to rotate. And yeah, so I guess like Guardians are slower here. Like Guardians have a slower rotation on Cosmic Invasion just because like their characters are slower. I think like Jessica being here at 19 is like super strong for me. Um, so let's see if he picks 19. I think I'd favor 19. But I think like this is like the 16 is just like a lighter version of what the 19 is, right? Because I'm trading up Miles for Spider-Woman, and I'm trading up Rocket for Bill. So there's nothing really crazy. This 5 wide at 16 is good because like you're going last every time, and that's like you're fine with that because you're going to displace them and just nuke people with CGR is the idea here, right? And you're getting the wing in it tokens, which is something that like that matters, right? When you get the 5 dice reroll 2 and you don't even have to pull the trigger on the reroll 2 if it's not going to be, you can use it defensively if it doesn't work out offensively. Like, it's just too much. But that's Cosmic Invasion. It's basically, this one was my least favorite of the secure options. I had to pick it. I didn't have to pick it, but I it was just the best one. I actually was talking to another player, and I had Extremis in here for the healing, but it was just basically like, do you want to play against Thanos, CGR, Star-Lord at 17? And I said, no, I don't. So that's why I decided to go with Cosmic Invasion. That's like the only reason. I think that's literally the only reason, is because of that triple team. I don't really have that great of answers for. If he would drop that, then I'm not ready for it. But this is why this is where the pay to flips come in, because on the pay to flips, he's probably not going to play CGR. I mean, he might, but only if it's a researcher. I don't see him playing CGR on Extremist and pay to flip. Like, that just seems ridiculous. It seems very ridiculous. And if he goes 19 on these, which I think he would do, because I think his team, like, this is what he played against Curtis. Where's Madman? This is what he played against Curtis. He played Ronan, Bill, Star-Lord, Thanos. And I think he'll just do the same again, because it's like, why wouldn't you? Like, that's what won you the game. Now, it was close, and mistakes were made, but like, it's got you there before. So I'm gonna play to counter that. I'm gonna play this sweet squad here. We're gonna go 4 wide with webs, and then 3 splashes with Toad, Rocket, Star-Lord. In some cases, do I play? Oh yeah, like in some cases, like on 18, actually, I play Star-Lord over Spectacular Spider-Man, and I mean, there's a reasoning for that, and that's because it's specifically because of the things I mentioned earlier. Like, I can put out another shot. It's another status condition on this spender I can put out. I've got the skull rerolls. So it's like, if I have a terrible roll, no hits, and I have skulls, I can do the whatever it's called that Star-Lord has, Plucky Attitude, and I can reroll the full roll, including my skulls. It's like a Doctor Strange ability. It's like, it's getting closer to where Doctor Strange is, and I like that. The conditions, and then also he has like decent enough movement with that hit and run. So just like Spectacular doesn't have like the power generation either. And on pay to flips, like, what are you gonna do? Run around, pick up, run around, or run around, flip, and then you're not attack anyone. I'm not sure. I'm unsure. I think I'm gonna try it. Basically, I'm trying this out. But at 19, I get to play all 4 3-threat spiders that I have, and then Rocket, Toad, Rocket, Toad, Star-Lord, and you basically just cat and the spider. If you're playing on Virus, you like cat and the spider, the middle one, and you bring it back. And then no matter which side he grabs, you just basically have to grab the other side. Because you do that because then you can like basically stay on your 2 quadrants of the D-shaped secure, right? Or like, it's a pay to flip. So it's like, you're going to do that. You're going to take another flank Legacy Virus with Toad, probably. Because Toad with like the Miles leadership is like, you get that extra reroll. You could even like, you could take like 1 damage, but then reroll out of that to take 2 maybe. And then if you do that, you could then slippery away. Like, I mean, it's pretty cute, but it's possible. So that extra reroll on Toad might keep him alive. I would hope so. And then you have all these bodies to flip traps. So I'm thinking like, maybe I could even be up 3-1 on traps and 2-1 on legacy, going up like 5. What is that? 5-2 on round 1. And then he basically has to go with characters, and I'm just going to be flipping his traps, right? Like, if he passes, I'm going to be running my extracts away. And if he goes, then I'm going to be flipping the traps that he's trying to flip, or flipping. If he as soon as he rotates away from a trap, boom! The next activation I take, I'm gonna flip it over. So I've got tanky character. They're all tanky, right? Like, Miles gets that triple reroll. Like, so does Spectacular Spider-Man. Gwen's gonna just be staying far away, and then I have but she's going to be able to control, right? So if there's a character that's on a pay to flip, ends an activation on a pay to flip, I could just like, all right, I'm going to just move, shoot you with a range 4 attack, and then pull you off the point, and then but stay safe. And then therefore my next character that activates can just go flip the uncontested trap, like things like that. Portals, same thing with like portals. I'm willing to let him roll portal first, thinking there is that sure, he's got like a whatever 85% chance to get it, but he also has like if you're rolling 4 dice, you've got a 50% chance to skull it, and then I get to roll after you, and I have a 50% chance to roll over you. So basically, that math tells me like I've got a 75% chance to get it. Now I might get portaled. I mean that 75% chance is like rough napkin math basically though, right? Um, but I have a 75% chance to like win the portal at the end of the round, and then if I could have like 3 portals and 2 viruses, uh, like now what? Now what do you do? Like what? That's like yeah, again, that's like a 5-2 lead, and my characters are all on my half of the board, and your characters are all on your half of the board. So, um, and they're all fast movers, and a lot of them have stealth or like that defense tech. Um, So, yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, just you have to one shot me. You have to one shot every single like one of my characters. Like you have to get like what 5 1 shots in a row or some nutty thing like that. Like and then you're playing on a pay to flip, and I got fallback and mission objective like together is my plan. I got spider tracker too just to like mess you up really bad. So you're just like you kill my character, and it doesn't even matter because I'm gonna fall back and into a mission objective. I'm gonna make sure I've got the power. These characters that have the legacy will have at least 4 health remaining on them, or like they'll have 2 power and 2 health remaining, so that I can fall back, take 2 damage, play mission objective. There you go, bingo bango. So much for killing the character that didn't have the objective. That's like the kind of thinking there. So this is the squad. These are the squads I'm bringing. If I asked myself, like, what would I rather do? Which would I rather play? I'm more comfortable playing the Guardians with the Spider Splash than I am playing Spiders, because I've played half of a game with a Spider team, and I think I was using ASM. So I've actually never played a game webs game with like more than 5 characters because I had ASM or whatever. I think, and even that game was we didn't finish the match because my opponent had to go. So it was just like 3. It was like round 1.5 of a ASM and Miles team. So I've never played a team like this before. So if I get it, I'll be nervous, more nervous there. But I feel good about each of these scenarios. So another thing I didn't really mention about this spreadsheet is I've like actually put my characters down, and I've written down notes about how to do everything here. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to win priority, and I'm going to just like, or lose priority, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to then find which thready he's going to, I'm going to pick this, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to pick 18 of this. I'm like, all right, this is my squad. This are my notes. I'm going to do a quick read through of my notes. And by the time I've read through my notes, pick my squad, pick my cards, he'll probably be done setting up his characters. And then I'm going to play the game. I don't know. Is it cheating that I'm like just going to be like, I've got this spreadsheet in front of me that I'm just going to be like, this is how I win the game. Let's see, I guess. Maybe people will say that if I win. If I lose, I'll just look like a... I look pretty bad, I guess, right? Because I put all this time in to lose. So hopefully I put in the time and it pays off. Either way, there's a couple of cool things here that I've learned about positioning and how to start a game that I think are going to be valuable takeaways in the future. Like for example, I'm going to play Eyes on the Prize with, like, I could end up playing Eyes on the Prize with Bill and double walking to grabbing a flank, like a flank virus, or not a flank senator, a flank virus, right? I could, or a scroll, maybe a scroll, but probably a virus from my notes, like on demons, like here, demons. I could die. End up like if he grabs with Thanos in the middle as his first grab and leaves Bill with a safe grab, range 2. But it's my turn to go. I'm gonna just grab that, and he's gonna have to grab the other one on the opposite side, or else I'm gonna take that one too. So he has to activate that character and go grab that other virus, and then I'm gonna just activate Ghost Rider and yank my Bill, range like pull him back with a short pull. He's not incinerated because he's immune, and on top of that, based on my positioning of where I deploy Cosmic Ghost Rider, I will already be in range 3 of Bill, like to start his activation. So really, CGR doesn't have to worry about Thanos activating either because he already activated opening. So you just could like, oh, range 3, I'm gonna pull my Beta Ray Bill back so that your Beta Ray Bill can't move and attack me because that range 4 is pretty long, so you have to be careful of that. And then I'm just going to double walk CGR over to the other side of the board where Drax is, or where Ronan is that picked up the other flank virus. And if I had enough power, I would burn him with the chains. But if I don't, then whatever. Like I I've got 2 other characters over there, and maybe ideally even Spider Woman over there on that side to just absolutely obliterate him, or just like put significant amount of damage on him so that he's like down to 1 or 2 health at the end of the round, and then you just finish him off, hit him with that interrogate on the round 2 or something like that, right? And then you pick up the piece, get the interrogate, boom, you're all of a sudden you're up by 3 on round 3 or whatever, and you're winning on attrition. I don't know. That's the vision I have. So, what was I saying? I don't know what else to say there. I guess the only thing to really mention is like this. I've got for extracts. He could be playing hammers. So I haven't. I'm gonna do this too. This is the second. Just intrusions and hammers are the other ones that I think he might play. So I have to kind of start from rough. This is very rough draft, and I have to start and build that in the next hour, 90 minutes or so. So we're getting pretty close to game time. But that's the prep that I've kind of put into this game. I had a lot of longer story getting here because I did have other ideas that I kind of almost. I mean, here's what I built out. I built out these 2 sheets of different characters, mostly Cabal kind of stuff, I think, and it just didn't get me where I wanted it to be. But ultimately, once I kind of locked in, I was playing Web's Guardians Galaxy. It all kind of just fell into place, trial and error on different secures and extracts, and we got to this team here. So let's see how it pays off. This is my character take percentage, so I can see which character we got spectacular overall. This is from both him winning priority and me winning priority. This is my count. I was looking to see if I could make any adjustments, so I was trying to find a different option for spectacular. But at 19, I need to play a Web Warrior, and so that's why he's in the list. He's in the list specifically on 19. He is not going to come out any other time. When I want to go wide. Which is only going to be on 19 on pay to flips is only going to be when I've won priority and I get virus or senators and he picks 19 because he could pick 18. So yeah, there we go. I'm going to cut this video now, and you're going to see my reaction to winning or losing after this, I guess. So I'll see you on the other side. All right, so game's over, and I freaking lost. That's a bummer. But this is my basically, what is this? 2 hours later, after the game ends, um, to kind of go over what went wrong? No. Okay, so this was the plan. This was the specific plan I wrote out for this mission. Um, of course, like what you make up in a plan doesn't exactly go, and you have to just kind of go move on or like play reactive. But let's see what we had here. I had Spider Woman dead center, which is what I did. Star Lord beside, that's pretty much what I did. On a mid flank, I think I put him. Um, Bill near middle, which is what I did. I did it on the opposite side to what his build did. I put where did I put Miles? Miles beside to grab a flank scroll. So yeah, that's what I did as well. He had the ability to grab a flank scroll if he needed to. And then I have CGR near middle. I mean, that's pretty much what I did. I should have put CGR potentially near closer to Bill since he didn't have eyes on the prize. I didn't like really look for that. I just maybe assumed he would. I don't know. Like anyway. Um. All right. So I don't know. There's nothing really crazy here to say. It was pretty. There was not a lot of planning. I think the main idea is like Spider Woman being there to like be flexible with the grab. If he does steal my home scroll, I was worried about a home scroll steal. Yeah. I mean, all this basically, everything here, like, it went exactly what I wrote down what happened. So, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what I did. I didn't have, so I guess there's nothing, I'm not really going to review the game because I haven't watched it back at all. So there's nothing else really to say other than like how I feel. I feel fine. The second time I got to the finals, and I was fucking devastated. Basically, I wanted to fucking quit this game. Um, but this last time, I mean, I was having more fun. I mean, I don't know, I was being more flexible with what I wanted to do. Didn't have a roster lock either, so it wasn't like the same list every time. I could like change things up. That was very fun. Um, I felt good going into the match. I feel like I had great plans. I really wanted to play a wide webs team. That would have been a lot of fun. Although I was like more nervous about it because I had experience, but like I just felt I don't know. I didn't like Fisk coming into it because of the nature of the brawliness, and that's what I got. Where was I? Sorry, did I hold on? Am I looking at the wrong plan? This was the okay. Hold on. Shit, I'm so dumb. All right, but yeah, okay. I'm not dumb. I made a mistake. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same plan. Didn't have enough oomph to get these characters off points. They kind of jammed down the Fisk. So this was my plan. Round likely ends 2-2. So the problem is I let him. The problem here, round one didn't end 2-2. It ended 4-2. But that's because I let him. I think that was the right play to let Groot take the. He didn't have crew. Let Groot take the stun, so I could just start pounding him with attacks, and he's not really getting the amount of power he needs out of it to stagger and throw me. That was the thinking there. So I let him do that. He protected his Thanos really well, so I couldn't suck him in and just like attack him in my team. Man, Thanos' threat range is massive. Building a team to counter Thanos Guardians of the Galaxy was like incredibly narrow. Like I literally, it was super narrow. There's not a lot of good options that I saw that would like, I don't know. I was trying to build a team that would have basically guarantee me the win. And or like get me good odds. I don't know what my odds were when the matchup was rolled here, but I feel like my odds were good on so many scenarios. It's just the 20 sucked because he could play the dream, the core Guardians Thanos squad at 16 plus Bill, but like my 16 was worse than his 16, I think. My 20 was like I think Spider-Woman coming in offered me a lot more than what the 16 could have, because at 16 it's like I lose Spider-Woman, I keep Miles. That's not what I need. I mean, I could do other things. I could have played, instead of Spider-Woman here, I could have played Toad and Rocket, but I don't know. I don't know if that's good enough. Maybe it is. That's what I should have done. But um, I don't know if it's enough firepower. Toad and Rocket. Maybe it would have been, because it's the same amount of firepower Spider Woman Rocket has. Range 5. Toad is just like, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have got priority, but anyway. I guess I'll probably watch the game back and try to find my mistakes. I know I made a couple of massive ones, especially at the end of the game. Uh, but that's just what it is. I got lucky a few times too, and I got unlucky a few times, so whatever. Anyway, the sheet is now basically dead to me. Like, what do I do with this? Nothing really. I'll just like it'll just get lost to time. So yeah. I like the roster. I like Guardians of the Galaxy Webs. I like this team specifically. It was really cool. I think it gives me everything I need. The full kit. I don't like Spectacular Spider-Man. Maybe I can find something to, or maybe he gets a replacement. I wonder what like the new characters Spider-Man that come out in 2024 have to offer this spot. But I like all these characters. I like the stuff here. I like all of these options. I think I'm gonna play this um, if I go to an event in person or something. Finally got CGR. He's on the way. This is the only model I don't have, so about time that I buy CGR. But I'm going to Adepticon in March, so I'm going to be playing. I intend to be playing in the Timelines event. So I'm gonna be practicing for that and build and squad building and just like trying to figure that out. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to changing things up a little bit and actually like maybe getting good with like um like the what is it the I don't know, fair and balanced MCP with the core the core game, and not just like playing playing all the stuff that's broken all the time. Maybe I should like get like my core skills in the game up. uh, and so timelines maybe helps with that. Um, yeah, so I need like a freaking. I can't wait to stream another game. I think once I stream another game, I will be like back to feeling good and feeling excited about the game. Of course, like you just lose a big game, you're just like, bleh, bummer. So there's nothing else really to say other than like if you have any questions about what I did here or what I built or what my thought process was, please let me know. I'd love to talk over these spreadsheets because I just like building them. They're a lot of fun and they make me better at the game in some aspects because I think about different kind of combinations and I don't know, just a different way to think about the game. One thing I didn't show in my last video was that I was building my deployment lines, and like I was basically what I would do is I would put the characters on the board on the tabletop simulator, and then I would like deploy them, do the round one, and be like, do I like where my round one ends up? No. Okay, I'll shuffle my characters around, try again, do that a few times, and um, and so, basically when I locked it down, I would take pictures of the deployment. So like here's something that I didn't show last time, but basically most of the time I clear out the terrain because like that's another whole factor that's really you can't really account for. But it was like a general idea. Um, So like here's here's the different options. Now of course like sometimes they had different team comps. Like this one here was what is this? Demon Scrolls 19. Demon Senators 4 wide, Demon Senators 5 wide. Like, cause I was like, I think he might bring Drax, but I'm gonna bring the same squad in 4 wide versus 5 wide. So it's like, well, how does the deployment alter at all? Excuse me. And so slight variations to the. I guess these are different. I don't know why. This might be in a different spot. Okay. All right. Well, I messed up, but anyway, you can see all the different screenshots I took here. This is like if I win Prio. These were like before and afters. Like what would the frickin' map look like after round 1 of Senators Portals? Something like this is what I mean. Like I think um, this is just like a what could have happened here. Like so you can see Toad grabbed his side Senator here. We had a Spider Woman rotate. I think I made some changes to this plan. This wasn't like that final plan, I don't think, because Spider Woman should be grabbing a side Senator, attacking the opposite character, and then placing, if she gets 2 damage through, she could place onto the portal. Maybe that was on Cosmic Invasion instead, but either way, um, yeah. So I kind of had a bunch of pictures that I took of like all the different plans I had. Um, let me find the one then. Maybe I have one. For no prio, I don't know if I have it because I did. There's some I didn't take pictures of. Fisk Virus, Fisk Senators, Fisk Scroll, is it here? Gamma Scroll is there. Demon Scroll. That's funny. I didn't use the picture, like I didn't actually like go try to find the picture because I had kind of burned it into my memory, but looks like that's funny, like the one crisis I think I forgot to take a picture of and I didn't go back and reset up the board because I was lazy. And then it's of course like it looks like I think I did a picture of all of these. Okay, except for like maybe one here. So it's like of the all the different scenarios, what is there? Like 27 different scenarios that I could have been placed on in terms of threat level and crisis combination. There's 2 of them that I didn't pick, and one of them was it. So it was maybe less prepared than I should have been. But like that's silly. Yeah. So if you have any questions about how I prepare for these top cut matches, I would love to answer them. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next stream, hopefully.